Now I'm going to work on this corner here. Looks like I've got some bondo cracking up here under the light. I looked at this the other side, and it's pretty much straight in. I don't know whether this fender has been caved back or what here. I'm going to try to pound this edge down and get some of this old bondo and stuff off of here to kind of see what I got for the metal. And I'm going to try to get this thing straight, at least get it to match this part. I may have to fill it, but that's a lot of fill. I'll do a little measuring with a tape from here to there, from the wheel well to here, see what kind of distance I got. Don't know whether this fender was crunched, moved forward, or what. I'm going to first try to beat out that place. It looks like it's just bulged right here. Pound that down, maybe that'll fix it. Well, another nasty surprise. I started taking the bondo off of here to see what I had, and it looks like this whole piece right here has been rusted out, and they put some kind of tin foil or something in there and try to fix it. Haven't got all the top off yet, but I got a feeling that I'm going to have to patch this whole piece here. Probably around to here I do have to see some paint. Somebody's killing her kid. Probably about right there. And I got some there on the bottom too that needs to be fixed. So trying to fix that edge is going to be the least of the problems. I had to weld a panel over there, so I think that's what I'm going to have to do here. I'll go ahead and heat it up and see if I can strip the bondo. You can already see I got a lot off. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm not too surprised either. And not as bad as I thought. This whole piece here is rusted out across the top, and the inside tail light panel's rusted, so I have to make two pieces. I can probably cut it right here before this bolt hole, take it all the way down to there. I guess first thing to do is just try to cut off this bad stuff. See what I have to do to the inside one. Make me a new piece there. Yeah. This one here might be able to save. I'm not sure. Anyway, this whole piece is going to be just like the other one. I thought it was in good shape because it looked good, but obviously that wasn't the true condition of the metal. Well, looks like that'll take me all day to do that. I'll start cutting and see what happens. Well, that cut out pretty good. You can see all the bondo back there. Try to get this piece off. And it looks like that inner piece is all chewed up. I'll go ahead and get this all out of here. I got this fender extension off, another good surprise. Looks like it's got plenty of rust in it. At least it didn't have a bunch of bondo piled in it. Well, I'll wire brush that off and try to finish figuring out what I'm going to do here for this bad piece. Amazingly enough, this just went right to the metal. Don't look like it ever had any primer on it at all from the factory. Well, I'll put some rust converter on it while I work on this other little place here. Alright, I got myself a piece of metal welded in here for this inner panel. The metal I had was 18 gauge. This is a piece of stainless steel. It's 16 gauge. So I wasn't sure if it would weld or not, but it is welding. So it looks like it's doing pretty good here, not burning out. I'm going to finish welding this in, and I'm going to beat this lip in a little, which I did right here. Let's see if I can get you a bigger fold. Yeah, I just pounded that one in just a little. It's awfully springy, but I think I can. I'll put a straight edge across there, but I'm pretty sure that it's sticking out too far. Anyway, clean this up, put a bunch more spot welds in it and see what happens. Well, there it is, all welded in. Looks pretty good. I got a couple little places where it went all the way through down here, but I can clean this off pretty easy. I put some, this is all rotted out, so I used a little piece of coat hanger and welded up these holes here. I think that'll be good enough to hold it and keep water from going through. I'll put a little bondo on it eventually. And I started working on this place. It was all rotted out, so I'll do a little more welding on it and put a, that's how the focus works. Alright, so used a little welding or coat hanger and melted into that hole and sort of clean this up a little bit. Well, I was able to make me a little piece here out of stainless, and I was able to sneak some butt clamps into it. I just have to make sure that I just kind of straight here. Looks like it's pretty straight. Got just a little bit of it's going in some. Yeah, I need to pull that out just a little so it'll be straight across there. I took this off and drilled it for some plug wells. This is pretty straight all the way across there. Gaps are a little bigger than I would have liked, but I think I'll be okay. Fire up the welder and start tacking this in. I'm just moving along here slow with my tacks. It's still a little hot. Trying to keep it cool to the touch. Instead of tacking it in the middle, I'm trying to pull a little tiny bead. See if I can get you a little better close up there. I don't know if my camera shut off there or not, but moving along. Well, here it is. All welded up. I cut me a little piece here and patched that end. It looks pretty good. Grind it down. I had to trim it a little right here. It wasn't the best, but at least it's all in and solid, and I can finish whatever else needs to be done here as far as the shape goes with bondo, but it'll never rust out. That's the end of that. And I got, of course, a little place right there where I got my clamp. I got to make something for that, weld it in. But not bad, and I didn't get a lot of weld on it, so I think I'll be good there. Might have a few pinholes in it. I'll patch those after I grind it. Well, there it is, all cleaned up with a flapper disc. Looks like got a little high spot right there, a little low there. A couple more pinholes in it that I need to weld. I got the top real good. No pinholes in it at all, and bondo will fix all this. Any little lows I have. And body line is real straight here. Might be caved in just a little, but again, bondo will fix that. So patch that hole right here and move on with my repair. I'd like to get this all primered today. Looks like I got a couple hours left at least of daylight, so I think we'll be good to go. I stuck my tail light in it to see how it was going to be here, and boy, I got a big old gap in it. You can see the other one's better, but I just realized this wasn't perfectly straight. Must have had some kind of curve. This tail light here looks straight. Yeah, it is straight. It looks like it needed to be straight all the way to here. I should have put my light in it before I made that piece. This is pretty straight. So it's straight here, but when I take it to there, I got a hell of a gap in it. So what I can do is knock this down a little, maybe a little right in there, and see if I can close that gap up. This one does look like it could go in quite a bit. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I did some measuring. This is about 1/180 from the corner to the edge. And this one's exactly the same, 1/180. But it looks like this one now is coming forward. It looks like I've got this curve in here. And it don't look like I've got a curve in this. Yeah, I don't. It's straight up and down, actually going forward a little, and I should have had it more of a curve. Too bad I got my plug wells in there. I'll see if I can straighten it a little. Well, not a whole hell of a lot I can do about this. What I've done is just wrap my bumper with some paper so don't get bondo on the light. Put a fairly wet bondo on it. Don't look like I put near enough. So I'm going to leave my paper in and try to squish a little more in there. And hopefully it'll stick to the paper and I can see the line. And yeah. Hate to do that. That's why they had so much bondo on it in the first place, I believe. They had 1/4 inch, and that's about what it's off here. Anyway, I'll throw a little more in there and see what happens. Now I tried to squish as much as I could down in there. I mixed it pretty hot, so should dry fast, and then I'll be able to pull that paper out of there and get your lights in good and solid. So that's how far I could have come out, and I'm not too happy about that at all. But it's only a 1/2 inch thick piece of metal, so maybe that's not so bad. It'd be a different story if it went all the way to the bottom of the light. Looks like the light's pretty good here on the bottom, so anyway, a little trick there. If you need to do something like this, you can use a piece of paper so the bondo don't stick to your trim piece, and just squish it up in there, and then you can tear this paper free from the bondo pretty easily. And at least have you a line there. This is probably almost dry enough to, yeah, it's hard enough. It's kind of warm. I can probably take it off now. I thought I was recording that. I pulled the paper off, and that's what's left of the bondo, so I'm going to trim it with a knife while it's still kind of wet, and see where my edge is. Well, you can kind of see where the paper was here. So I'm going to get this fairly straight with a board sander. you don't want to leave that paper in the bondo, and that'll give me some kind of a line, and then I can fill the bottom of this and try to make a piece there. Well, that's pretty straight to about where it was. Looks like I took off a little high spot right there. Now, the metal here, so I just covered up my weld real well. Put a little more on it, and take it all the way to the bottom here. Try to form this here out of bondo as best I can on the bottom, and try to make me a straight place across there. A couple applications, this should be alright. Well, I really piled it on here. While it's still wet here. Kind of taking my heavy stuff off with a sharp knife. Just kind of trouble getting the bondo up under here to make this piece flat. Looks like I still got some in there I missed. This will save quite a bit of sanding. Trim down a little. Let it dry a little more and hit it with some 40 grit again, and while it's still kind of soft, it should sand out pretty good. Well, that turned out pretty good. It's pretty tight against the bumper panel. I've got about the same gap all the way around it. Looks like I might have a little high spot right here in this corner. The weld part turned out real nice. I'll have to bring some more bondo up in here and make myself a sharp corner, and I'll probably take that down a little more before I fill it. Sand this high spot out right here, and I think probably good. Well, there we go. Use a little fine tuning, especially right there on the bottom. But that's not a big deal. You're never going to see it anyway. But it's looks straight. Let's see what it looks like. And there's a tail light on it. Looks like I got almost the same gap all the way through. Do a little measuring and see what I got here for the width. Alright, this one where the curve starts to the edge, call it to the metal, is about 335. And right here, it's about 340 or so. And the inside light from the metal to the light is 340. And here, from the metal to the light, it's also 340. So, both sides are the same. I've got pretty good bondo or body lines in them, and when this is clamped up, it'll close that even more. So I can pull this off of here and throw some primer on it now. Call this weld repair. Done deal. Turns out that this tail piece here covered up a lot of that gap, but at least I know it's all straight in there, and looks real good. This is what you're going to be able to see. I didn't get this other piece welded here, but again, that whole piece there is going to get covered up with that reflector lens. All in all, looks real good. It's real straight. Body lines are real straight. I started working on that a little with the bond that was left. So I'll get this one here to where it matches the other side. Why not weld that one up? And then I'll have bondo here. I got a few dents here I think I'll knock out before I get too carried away. And then looks like I can just DA this whole piece, and the rear of this will be completed. I ordered me a new trunk weather strip. Looks like I might have some rust repair to do in there. But anyway, this taillight section's finished.